Good evening, guys. It's Abbas here with my friend.
Rave Huncho, kama kawaida.
You can also tell them your real name actually.
Okay, my real name is Bravin. Rave Huncho is for other things that we will get to later, but as for now, let's go with Bravin.
So, it's been a good day. Today we'll try our best to go the English way. Personally, I'm not really fluent in English, but today I want to check how much I can try.
So for the purpose of English, I will also have to adjust. So we will see how that goes. But some parts I might slip. We'll just count them as errors, but we'll try our best.
So, as always, we're medics, professional registered nurses. Me specific with 5 years experience. With 5 years experience, we were classmates, we were colleagues, we were friends. So in our last episode, I remember we were talking about what happens through the college and after college. I tried to give in my last episode the toughest part and the good part of my life. The part where I got involved in the accident 2 days before my graduation and all the events that I talked about in our last episode. So today we would like to know, after we finished college, I know we used to communicate through phone. Sometimes we text once in a while. After people disperse, there's not much that communication, but once in a while there's that catching up.
One, two.
Just not to lose in touch.
Keep in touch.
Yeah. So specifically we were friends and we used to be roommates. So we have been in touch through chats once in a while, but I cannot tell how your life looked like after we ended up finishing our course at Port Reitz KMTC.
Well, this is sort of brief, but so it's been a different term, different journey, ups and downs, different places. So immediately after graduation, which was 2019 December.
Yes.
So 2020 I start working for Nyali Children, that is in Mombasa. So I worked there for 2 years, 2 months. I think that's the time I worked there. So during the period I worked there, I was fine, actually this is after graduation, but before graduation, while we had done exams at MTTI,
the nursing council exam.
So there was like a period there, like 3 months, 4 months. So in that period I was working with Milon. I was working with in Chuda. Also another place we were working is it's in Mombasa. I've forgotten the name, but I will remember it. It's a common name, Ganjoni. Yes, there was that was a old patient. So we were taking care of him. Home-based care was mostly the thing I was doing. So at 2020, I get hired to Nyali, work for 2 years, and there was someone I was actually, in this part, if I'm explaining this, there was someone I used to date from college. Yeah, and
supposedly I know.
Yes, and so that person is the same person I was dating all through this time. I was working in Nyali. So I worked for 2 years. So in my second year, 2021, we stopped dating at around 14th of June. Coincidentally, my birthday of 2021.
Chill. She broke up with you on your birthday.
Sometimes that's the gift you get. It's life.
I don't think
life can serve you lemons.
I don't think that can define what gift really means. That's
some people don't know how to give gifts, maybe.
Okay, did she deliberately waited on your birthday for her to announce the breakup, or was it a coincidence?
I wouldn't know that. Maybe she can answer that, but
can we briefly tell us?
She had landed a job that made her travel a lot.
Yeah.
So she was from some country, maybe Madagascar, I'm not sure. So she had come back from the trip and supposed to come home. So coincidentally, it's around my birthday. So I had to get a week off work. I was working in Nyali. So I took a week off to go to, because that time you had come to Mombasa. You had come for some vacation or something.
The time I came with my wife to Mombasa.
Yes, that time you were with.
There was a day you
Deno's
left.
place.
You told me you were going to visit Karo in Nairobi.
Yes,
on the
it was
weekend.
my birthday.
Don't tell me it was that time when you broke up with her.
Yeah, so I went, we broke up, I came back the following day.
Okay, tell us a brief thing of what happened from the time you arrived at her place, for you coming to celebrate your birthday, then
For me-
meeting with someone who is here to break a news to you that you guys are separating, something you were not ready to hear. What was the reaction between the anticipation for the birthday and that news?
It was bad. It is not something I can explain on a podcast in like a way that someone can understand. It is something damaging. It is something I wouldn't wish on anyone, because you don't come with that mindset for a birthday. You come thinking it's a birthday, it's a celebration, could be anything fun. That is not anything fun.
I'm trying to imagine the situation where all the way me traveling from Mombasa to Nairobi, having a mindset that my girlfriend is coming from Madagascar. On my birthday, we were supposed to meet in Nairobi at her place to have my birthday, and you enjoy the whole time. You had all this anticipation just for her to come and announce to you on that day that she's breaking up with you.
Yo, lakini she cooked well, man. She cooked.
She
did warn me though. Kula. She said it in Swahili, but in English it's eat, because if I tell you something I have to tell you, if I tell you, you won't eat.
If she told you eat first, because when I tell you before you eat, you will not eat.
I remember that, but it was a funny sentence. It makes sense.
At that time, did you thought about that something she was about to tell you was something that
was
involving you guys separating?
I think I didn't even think of anything like that. I thought maybe something is wrong. Probably someone spread a rumor. Maybe she thinks I was with someone, or whatever it is, let's deal with it. So whatever it is that is so big, whatever it is, it's solvable. I did not know that was kind of the decision.
So that is very crazy and so mean. But I don't know. Tell me, how did that affected your life in a very short way? Explain to us what happened after that. What happened to you? How did you recover from that? Because this person, if I remember very well, is someone you started with from the college since 2016 September. Yes.
It's September intake.
Up to that time,
Coach.
yes. Someone you already met her parents, she met your parents. It is I know you are not a serious guy, but it was the first person I ever thought you guys
I'm
were
not a serious guy.
Yes, when it comes to women. But I was sure if you were to get married to someone, you were going to marry her. That was something that I was sure. So, how did that affected your social life when it comes to having an affair with another woman, or thinking of how to move with your life without her? It was a long time for you guys to be together, and then at the time when you guys separated was at a very bad time. Something at the time you were not even expecting something close to that. If there were issues before, maybe you can even say you can predict something like it is going to happen very soon. Were you anticipating you guys were going to separate?
I could not say this enough. I did not think breaking up was an option. In whatever scenario, I didn't think there was anything we could ever do that was
going to separate you guys.
So we will have ups and downs. We will know how to solve it. I did not think there was anything big enough. So how that has affected life? Well, I can say now I'm good. But all through the journey has been funny. Funny not in a funny like laughing type of way. It has been funny like tricky. Like, you see, at the start of it, from the time we broke up, all through, I was more of like a mental case. But it's more of like you're the only one who knows, and you're trying to control yourself. Lakini, you know you're a mental patient. You are sure.
How did you manage to overcome that? Because now I think you are fine.
No, okay.
How did you manage to overcome that? What did you go through?
I would say so many things go through your mind that at that specific time, but mostly for me, I had to get an accident to think of life differently.
You got into an accident.
Yes, on July 8th. That was June 14th, the breakup. So 3 weeks later, in July 8th, I was doing my last shift in Nyali Children, night shift, and I was going home. July 8th morning, I was going home. Like, I was, I think, going for 4 offs. So I was beginning my first day off, July 8th. So on my way home from the hospital, just a few meters just from the gate, let's say maybe at most a kilometer, on a curve, there was a matatu. Did not check, did not even do put a turn signal, nothing. Just decided to give a U-turn.
You are on a bike?
I'm on my bike, the bike that you know that I had.
Yes.
Yes, actually I still like that kind of thing. I don't have trauma against that kind of thing, but the actual scenario was this guy just did a U-turn without checking, and I was coming in, and I was in 4th gear, and it's not slow, I was fast. So I started slowing down and beeping my horn, but this guy did not react, so he kept moving until the car was completely halfway. So if I come, I will hit the car at the center and I will dive into the car. So it was something that I could see in a split second. That's an image I got, and the first thought was, if you go right, you will meet oncoming cars. You will hit head-on collision with a coming car on that side.
That will be more severe.
Yes, there's definitely a car coming. Definitely.
Yes.
And if you go this side, you might hit a couple of trees, get a couple broken bones and something, damage your bike, you might die. But it's worth trying. So I decided to go left. All that happened in a split second. There's no way of explaining how fast, but you see your accident before it happens. If you are watching, if you are mostly the driver, just before, 1 second before it happens, before you escape or you get that accident, everyone will tell you, 1 second before I had the accident, I saw the accident. I knew this is going to be a crash. A second before it happens.
Yes, that is true.
Yes,
that is true.
So for me, that accident gave me a chance to slow down. I was overthinking. I was not overthinking. I was just thinking a lot of things that were negative. So it was something bad.
What was the severity of the accident?
Severity of the accident, I had an acetabellum fracture.
Acetabellum fracture?
Not the head itself.
I know where it enters.
The socket.
Yes.
Yes, the socket. The ball had gone through, so that curved ball that receives was cracked, and a chip of it had gone through with the bone. So with the head of the femur.
The femur.
Yes. So what they had to do was, I think they brought in a physiotherapist and also a chiropractor, and someone came to do the actual work of readjusting. I think it was the physio.
Yeah.
Yes. They had to pull the bone back, and because this place has cracked, the bone will be prone to still trying to yes, and this place is brittle, and the receiving end of this ball is more of like dented. Yeah, so they decided to pull it back, and the treatment, traction.
Yes. So
that it can stay here and not be able to try and push, because it has a weak point, it will go again. So I had to go for traction for 3 months.
3 months?
Yes, so from July all the way, August, September, October, and some part of November.
You were on a seat?
I was in bed. I not entirely fully in bed, but the first month fully in bed. Second month, maybe half of it.
So how long did it take you before you get back into your feet?
For me, after that period, I could at least limp. This whole time, I was not allowed to walk. I was not allowed to remove the traction, and it is a heavy type of job if you think about it, because you have to go sometimes you feel like you want to stretch. Sleeping is a problem. It's a weight that is pulling your legs, so it's uncomfortable.
Yep.
Yeah, so at times you get used after a while you get used to it.
So all this happened just 3 weeks after you broke up with your girlfriend on your birthday.
Yes, which I find that a good thing, because it gave me 3 to 4 months of me to think about myself and slow down, because I can't do anything. I'm more of a cripple. That is how I was calling myself. I was like, I know medically it will heal, but I don't.
It will take you time.
But I don't believe it will heal because I know how I'm feeling right now. I don't feel like someone like this leg will go back to normal. So I'll probably be using like a wheelchair or something. I was picturing that kind of thing, just that I thought they didn't tell me, and I just decided to let it go, and I was fine with it. And every day I'm just testing my leg. I'm fine every day until randomly the 3 months at least I can limp. I can say maybe with crutches.
So there were nights you had thought that you will never walk.
Yes, I just thought they wouldn't. They were not telling me. But that time I was in hospital because I had not seen my X-rays, and the doctor refused to show me. Just explained and said I need to do a CT scan first before we talk about.
Did you ask
X-ray.
to see the X-ray?
I wanted to see the X-ray. He said I do a CT scan first, so that I can come with them, so that he can be sure of the intensity of the damage, because the X-ray might give false information.
Did you thought that maybe himself he was not sure about the X-ray or what it was showing, so he needed to depend on the CT scan for him to give you clear information? I
thought maybe there is a worst case scenario and he's afraid to say, so he needs to be sure how worst case scenario it is.
The CT scan will maybe help.
Show the depth, show all angles, show how much of damage. So he said the CT scan was able to see at least it's only a fragment, but it's a piece of from that receiving end, but it is, the bone is able to heal, and that chip that has moved aside is small enough that it will dissolve. If it doesn't dissolve, it will have to be removed via surgery, but if it dissolves, you will feel no pain and it will just go. As long as we hold your bone here, this will heal and everything will go back to normal. You'll be able to step. And if I'm talking about it right now, I'm good. I can run.
Like yes, you can. I know that you can. Considering that time you were working at Nyali Hospital.
Nyali Children and Women Hospital.
So yes. And I know that was a private hospital. So you probably never had an insurance cover. Maybe if you had, maybe registered for one. I don't know. So that means the cost of all the bills of the hospital and everything. How are you coping up with that, with the amount of money you are earning from that hospital?
I had savings.
Or how much did it cost you, the whole process of you healing and the cost you spent on the whole thing? How much was the money?
It was roughly almost 300.
300,000.
Yes, almost. But it didn't get to that. I had savings and I had to get a bunch of, like, there was a way I could try. The SHA did not, that time it was NHIF. I did not manage to do this because I came in as an emergency. Bro. So NHIF did not even pay for the bed.
Before I let you continue, there is something I should tell the camera. That person who is watching, who has just finished college and he's going through a life where he's trying to look for a job, or you are even finishing the college now, you are starting a life outside there. Just imagine you getting into a situation like this guy, whereby you are actually working in a private hospital where maybe the earning is not really that good. Then all this time maybe you are trying to save, you had a target of maybe doing something with the money. So like this guy, he said he was trying to save that money for something, for some kind of project. So all the money now instantly goes to the hospital. Like literally he said he spent all his money, the savings he had, to the hospital. Now he has to start afresh, where he has now no job. Now he's back to his feet. He has to look for a new job with no savings, with no money, all spent on the bills of the hospital. He's now starting afresh, like someone who just left the college right now. That's a situation that can happen to anyone. It can happen to anyone. What that teaches you is that no matter how much you go through in life, no matter how much you try to make it in life, everything, something can come your way. But for your case, I can say it wasn't maybe a coincidental. Maybe God was planning to show you that the pain you had with your issues of the breakup with the woman, and you getting involved in the accident in a span of 3 weeks after you just broke up, was kind of maybe that accident distracted you more from the harm that the breakup effect could have caused on you than the accident itself.
Sometimes I think it's a blessing
in disgust. I can say
it's something you wouldn't know, but maybe it helped.
Tell me
it came at the right time, because maybe I would have done something worse.
Right now you couldn't even explain what could have happened if you couldn't have involved in that accident.
Exactly.
You don't know. It could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
Right now, the whole part is that you just remembered you just broke up 3 weeks ago. The rest of the part now you are dealing with yourself.
My mind was up and down at that time, so I wouldn't say I would make a good decision.
100%. Yeah,
I would
you are
make
not
a
really
wrong decision.
Yes,
easily.
you are not. You will not be at that time when you are on a chair and you have a broken leg. You are just from the hospital, and the situation you are in, you will be almost 90% really thinking of yourself. The 10% might be thinking of the breakup.
Yeah, well, I was busy, but okay. At least I kept myself busy.
Yeah.
And at least I learned to cope. I learned to go through this whole thing, this life thing. But at least I managed to cope, and that 3 months was something. It did not do magic. But at least it gave me time to understand life has more to offer. Maybe just try, check out, but as for now, don't try this. So this love thing, I don't do that. At the end of the day, that's where we're at in life. And in terms of work, I would say try every chance you can to get a new skill, and give yourself that, like, this idea is good.
Yes.
Give yourself, for someone who is from college,
yes,
you just finished your first year and you feel like you are now out of graduation. December is gone, you are in January. I don't know what you have as goals. People want to build houses, people want to do this and that. It's different goals out there.
Yep.
But everyone tells you trust the process. But if you don't have a plan, if you don't have any strategy,
there's nothing to get up to wait for.
There's no goal.
Yes.
Yeah, so at least someone should, at least after college, give yourself 1 year to try everything that is running in your mind. Don't say I tried, I wish I did this. Learn a new skill. Do something. If you want to further your studies, if you want to learn something else, if you want to do whatever it is you want to do, for the first year, everything you do, if you open a business and it fails, learn from the mistake.
Yeah.
Don't take life as serious as you normally would. Just give yourself 1 year to fuck up. Sorry for the language, but
I actually read that somewhere. I researched about the concept of survival outside college after you finished college. They were explaining 2 theories that can help you cope up with the life after college in that first period, because finishing a college and coming outside is like opening a new page. You have left your parents, you have left the college where your parents were sponsoring the whole thing. Now you are back on your feet. Your parents are like, you are now qualified. Now go get a job. You don't know where to get a job, you have no connection, you are stranded. So there's these 2 concepts that I learned in this theory, that they call first the art of resilience. The art of resilience, this is where a person you will meet a lot of challenges. You might delay to get a job. You might be working in a very pressured private hospital. You might be dealing with a bad boss. You might be dealing with delayed salaries. You might be dealing with a lot of troubles, or maybe family problem. There are a lot of challenges, bro. Once you get out of college is when you get on your feet now to fight life as a man. And there is no fancy in this life for a man. As a man, it's always the hard way. It's always the hard way.
And you have to suffer right now so you can enjoy later.
In that concept, they wrote what you call the year of exploration. The year of exploration is defined in that concept that give yourself a time to be a bad adult.
Just do whatever.
That means allow yourself to make mistakes. Take that as an internship. The minimum they say is 12 months. That's roughly 1 year. That is exactly 1 year, not roughly. Exactly
1 year, actually. Yeah.
So they say minimum take 1 year to be a bad adult. After being a bad adult, you are not told to be a bad adult deliberately. You are told to be a bad adult. That means give yourself to do mistakes. Allow yourself to do mistakes, because this is a fresh journey you are starting. That means after taking the mistakes as a lesson or as a trial, do not forget what you call internship. You are doing an internship. Yeah. You are going through an internship, like I'm training for this. Take that 1 year as an internship.
You're learning.
If you try something, it fails, move on. Try something else. Try bad things. Try good things. Try everything. If you limp, don't worry. That 1 year is yours to do the mistakes. so that in the next year, if you open now, if you try to do, you are not doing everything on trial and error. You will now be doing now, I tried this, now let me now try something else. From now there, it is you try not to be the bad guy now, not to be the bad adult. From there, the decision you take is up to you.
You will have gotten the lesson.
Yes. So the art of resilience gives you that patience of trying to bear the pressure that comes with the effects that's outside the college. The life, the attachment with you lost touch with your college mates. There's no that fancy time where you ask money from your parents and get what you want as you get in college. But now out there, you have no money.
You're an adult and you have papers. Go look for a job. Go and live life.
You will understand. You will understand why Mzazi tells you sometimes, "Senado, I don't have money." You will start understanding what it means. I don't have money. You will come there and understand that there is what you call I don't have money.
You will understand why you can be paid 40,000 and still have no money.
You have no money.
Yes.
Bro, you can be paid 70,000 and you have no money. All depends on how much you plan yourself. No one is perfect. I messed up. He messed up. Everyone messed up. That's why we call this podcast trial and error.
So that you don't mess up.
So that you don't mess up. We might be a good example and we might be a bad example. Why we are here is we want to be the good example that these people tried something, it failed, they saw the correct path, they saw this, they are now trying to guide those guys who are coming back in their line, the same line they are coming. That is mostly we are talking to the nurses and mostly any other person who is choosing any career path that is going through. The fate is mostly the fate is almost the same. Because even if you finish school today as a teacher, you will still have this part of looking for a job, struggling, family.
It's the same thing,
yeah. It is the same thing.
Yeah, we always have problems of jobs. So at least if someone knows, I know I can get a better skill, I know I can do, you'll have an added advantage for every job that you apply. That's an added advantage of something else that you know. So if you find a chance to learn something new, it doesn't matter. Because when you leave college, I know your dreams are becoming a nurse in the government with this salary. You're already counted until your pension. It is something everyone has done, and now reality can be different. Can be that way, but can be different. So be ready for anything. So it's good to be ready to prepare for everything, at least so that it doesn't get you off guard. So this is us right now.
So
there has been a tough journey in between.
Yeah. Us talking to you here, we started from where we started the college and the whole process. Right now, we thank God this guy has at least a job that is giving him an income. To me, I thank God I also have a job at least that's having an income. We are opting whoever that's out there who is trying to look for a job, God make it easy for him, because it's not that we have a job right now we are better than anyone. There's nothing like that. It's a favor. It's a favor, and every person deserves that favor, and we pray everyone gets the job. And the struggle is going through, God makes it easy for him. As we wind up the episode, I want us to conclude it for us that in where you are in life right now, I know you have a kid, I have a kid, we are both parents. That means whatever we are communicating on this camera is of message of a goodwill and hope. Message of a goodwill and hope. So
yes, sure.
What will you tell us that where you are right now with the two kids and their mother, you are far away from them, you are with me here in Mandera, you are working in a private hospital. How do you conclude that where is your life right now? Because in our next episode, we'll be starting about a fresh thing. I want you to wind up for us where your life is right now, after all the traumas and where you are right now, how you ended up in Mandera.
So you see, for me, my main priority right now is getting money to be able to handle most of the things that will be a problem. Just a job, anything, something that is steady enough. There's many things to do, but something steady enough, something I can at least plan on. So for me, being in Mandera is good. First, it's a new place. It has been an adventure. I was in Nairobi, you called me, and this job just showed up. And it was in the perfect time where I was working somewhere and the job just ended. So it was the same day I was stopping the job from the previous place to this place.
The same day I called you that the job is...
The same day you called me is the day the job ended. So I was going back home, but I got to town instead. I took a bus to Isli to come to Mandera. I did not get home.
So the same money you used to come to Mandera was the same money you could have used to go to Mombasa, probably.
Yes, probably. And
So that means the option was coming to Mandera, going home, or no job.
Or yes, going home without a work would mean going home and relaxing.
There's no job,
and you have to provide as a man. That is how it is. It's not a law that it's not something I will be comfortable just sitting and food is brought to the table and you don't know where it came from. Yes. So you would want to at least be doing something
that will compromise your masculinity.
Yeah, and generally I wouldn't be comfortable, and there's no need for me to go and act. So at least I'd rather bring bread and someone brings something else. So at least I will say I brought this. So
you can
someone
comfortably
has
eat.
Yes, I can comfortably eat. But if I find bread and tea and I have no idea where they came from and I'm supposed to eat, I wouldn't be comfortable.
Yes,
so
cheap is expensive. When the deal is too good, you think twice.
Yeah, so if you ask me, generally I would want to have gone to Mombasa, because that time the mother to the kid was pregnant at that time.
Yep.
Yeah, so that time it would have been a good time for me to be there around for support, for everything, for to help her, because it's not giving birth. I believe women go through a lot. So it's a whole other episode, but at least I would have wanted to be there. But thinking about at least having something, some income is better, because we need that for actual survival. You cannot pay anything with love, you cannot pay anything with care, but you can pay with money. And delivery costs money, and taking care of a child costs money. So at least basic needs. This child is coming and there's a child already is there, and the lady needs to eat, I need to eat. So it was a wise decision, as opposed to whatever it is I would have felt I wanted to do.
So the same day you lost the job is the same day it was a coincidence
I did not even get
called
home.
You.
Yes.
So you traveled. Tell us the experience of you traveling from Nairobi to Mandera, and it is your first time in 29 years to ever see what is Northeastern, what is Mandera.
Yes, actually at that time, all I ever had was kept saying Mandera is near the border. When people in Somalia have conflicts, you can hear them. I just used to hear such stories, but I did not know what to picture. I thought it was an open field, random bunch of hut houses in communities.
Bro, you had that mentality. That's how Mandera should. I thought
that is what Mandera looks like. I did not know. And then you said sometimes you can see Somalia is over there. So how will I see if there's a building? How will I see if there's a mountain? It means it is a field, big field, and over there it's Somalia.
Does Mombasa borders any country?
Country?
Yes, sir.
No,
we border Somali country, we border Ethiopia country.
No. Mombasa is at the bottom.
That's why you don't have the concept of what border look like. You don't understand.
Also, Also, this border means you are bordering a country, so it is a big deal. It's like people in Busia who border Uganda. I think they are in Busia. I don't know if that's the closest.
Yes.
It is Busia. Yes, Busia. They are the ones who can say over there that's Uganda. So it feels like a comedy show. It's like I can just swim to Uganda, go say hi, come back. So when the picture I had was of Somalia, and it's an open field. So for me to come first, everyone from where I come from, everyone knows that the east, everywhere where there is Somali, those areas, or people who look like Kushites, let's call all of them Kushites, they have a Somali type of face, like slightly different face. So everyone believes where they come from is a dry place. From Isiolo to Marsabit. Marsabit. There was some funny name, Leishamis. That place.
It is the way between Moyale and Marsabit.
We were stopped by police on that place, so it was a funny name. All those places, even Moyale itself, are fully green, and it rains, and it is not what it is not what we see on the news.
No, people know that the driest part of the country is mostly the Turkana. Northeastern.
Yes,
but do you know that Moyale is not part of Northeastern? Moyale is the eastern part of the country. It borders the likes of Meru, Embu. So those are the eastern. They are in the eastern. That's why it's green.
Yes.
So you had this concept that whoever that looks like a Kushite lives in somewhere that is dry.
Yes, and I will tell you, I had trouble convincing people because when I at some point I slept. When I woke up, we were doing some curves entering Moyale town, and I did not believe it's Moyale, and I read a sign Moyale, so I decided to record because it looks like I would compare that to somewhere like Nyeri, green.
Yes,
And I was recording and it is green, and I had trouble convincing people in my status about my status that this is Moyale. They kept complaining. They said it was either Thika or it was, I don't know where, somewhere they think is green because Moyale can't be like that.
You are a proof that media lied to people.
Media doesn't, maybe they don't lie about the situation at that time, but they don't show the good. They only focus on whatever is viral, which is negative.
The drought, but
yes, the drought, but there's the good side. Moyale has probably dry places, but there's the good side, and no one knows that, and you have to come and see.
Yes,
no
the
one,
way you just came and found out that
I
Moyale
did not
is
believe Marsabit was not Marsabit, or not Marsabit, some place before Moyale. There's place. Yes, those places were raining.
Yes,
why? we don't expect that. We expect the place to be dry. Camels are the only animals who can survive without water, taking random walks.
See, they are on the eastern part of the country. They are closer to
we
Mount
don't
Kenya.
know that. We don't know that. So that was a learning experience. It was fun. I got to change cars. Now we have to get into a Land Cruiser.
From Moyale?
Yes, from Moyale. That one now goes to Mandera. Now in my head, I thought when I was coming, I thought the bus does the big journey. Like, it's like when you come from Nairobi to Mombasa, you will alight in Mombasa in a place called Mwembe Tayari. Then a matatu will charge you 50 shillings, take you home to Bombolulu, anywhere, Nyali. Yes, roughly 50 shillings, 100. So I thought it was that kind of scenario, but I kept doubting myself because I went the whole journey with a map, and I was afraid this distance with a matatu would be hectic, and it looked as big as the distance we had covered from Nairobi to Moyale. It looked like a similar journey, just sideways.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure which matatu does this journey. I was told it was a Land Cruiser. So we got into the Land Cruiser, sat funny.
In your mind,
I thought it was a motorbike walking distance, or motorbike.
You'll be Mandera.
Yes, I thought it was a 50 bob journey. Like the way you will tell someone now you have arrived, so just in Kenya we say panda matatu ufike nyumbani.
You are in Moyale, you think you are close to Mandera.
I thought so. I thought literally you can say you have alighted, sir, give me 10 minutes, I'm coming to get you. Bro, I thought you could say that.
Do you know on the way there's another county before you reach Mandera County, and you are in Marsabit County. Moyale is in Marsabit County. On your way to Mandera County, you will pass through Wajir County and come to Mandera County, because there's a place called Bute. Along the way, when you come from Moyale,
all I know
somehow there are some villages you pass by on the way. So there's a place. Actually, it's not a village. It's a town. It's a small town. I don't know how much it has now grown, because I've passed there once in my life. So I don't know how big it is. It's an area where that borders Mandera County, but it is counted as our Wajir County. It is the lowest part of Wajir County on this side of Mandera, so it borders the Mandera County. So the path from Mandera to Moyale passes through Bute. So that means, for you to understand that Moyale is so far from Mandera, we have a whole county, another county in between Marsabit County that you are in Moyale,
I did not
and Mandera County.
I was not aware.
I'm trying to explain to you how far you are from Mandera.
Yes, I thought it was at most 1 hour journey. Something like that, because we are in a Land Cruiser. A Land Cruiser cannot do this journey. I was wondering, maybe this is what they use over here for matatus. But the Land Cruiser wants us to pay 4,000.
How much?
Why? And it is a place for 100. Maybe he's conning us. I had to ask someone else.
How much do you think you are planning to pay to reach Mandera from Moyale?
100.
100 bob.
I thought it was maybe worst case scenario, bike 250.
Bike from
I thought it was next door.
Bro,
But I was worried because I saw the map.
Bro,
I was worried.
Once you confirm the price that it is not 100 shillings, it is 4,000 or 3,000.
I was freaking out.
You know how you
and
know
the
very
problem
well.
was
you
the
know
person
you are starting a new journey.
The person
Because
I asked next told me he had paid 5,000, so he discouraged me. He made me feel like they would leave me on the way for the balance.
Bro, the moment you paid, how much did you pay? How much you made you pay?
I ended up paying 3,000.
You paid 3,000. Once you confirm that you paid 3,000, were you anticipating for any shorter distance journey?
I started getting worried because of the much we are paying, and there were two characters. I don't remember their names.
Bro, do you know that is twice price of Mombasa to Nairobi?
There were two characters in that car that kept having fun with the idea that it is your first time to come to this journey. Just wait and see. Just hey, you are going to Mandera first time. Wait until you wait. You will get dengue. We give you 1 week. What you? I was like, I'm from Mombasa. I know dengue fever. I will not get it. I have gotten it before. It's not new to my body.
You had all that in your head. You didn't say them to the.
No. I just thought of it and I was like, okay, fine. But they kept warning me about how I will fall sick, how it's a new environment, how this journey will be one hell of a journey that I don't even think I'm ready for. And it was something. It had rained. We almost had to crash. We pushed the car back. Like it was fun, but all my clothes were rained. That was a bad idea.
I remember you coming in the evening with a bag full of soaked
water,
clothes, papers. We had to separate your documents for them not to get distorted.
Yes, I almost had 96 marks for things that don't require marks.
Bro, I have seen 13 acres of land on your SSC result.
You see now. You see.
Bro, you had A- on your title deed.
See, those are the challenges I had to face.
The prints have attached to each other's paper where we can read titles on your KCSE results.
Yeah, it is. By the way, that makes my work applications tough, difficult. I have to convince the employer that this A- is not in the land department. It was in KCSE. Try and look at the font, sir. It is not easy. Those are challenges I go through because they wonder how I got 13 acres for my KCSE. It is not easy. But
tell them the evening you came, the next morning you wake up to the job.
Yeah, it is tough, but I had to adapt.
Bro, I told this guy.
I just woke up and
the pharmacy is ready. It needs someone to open. So tomorrow, if you're not coming to open, they will get another guy to open the pharmacy. This guy had to come through all the night, travel all the day, so that in the morning, be there. So by the evening, he arrives in Mandera. He just came around 7 p.m., went home, rest, tired, slept. In the morning, he took his breakfast and opened the pharmacy.
It was tough.
That was a slight chance not to lose.
It was a risk.
It was a risk. He's here in Mandera. He's now at least comfortable. How can you say so far? How is life in Mandera?
It has been 1 year.
Finish up.
Yeah, it has been 1 year. Different challenges, different things that you didn't think that were possible. I didn't know that KPLC can run a county with a generator instead of hydroelectric like the rest of the country. This is new. This is something that works here. I don't know. President even knows. I thought he doesn't know. He comes and says he will buy a generator, so he knows. So it's been a different experience from where we have solar, so it's a bit comfortable. But generally I would say Mandera is bigger than what people think. The border is here. Yes, Somalia are here. I know the way people view people, but
that's Mandera, not the case.
Yes, Mandera. When those people that you are, I don't want to mention names, but when that group of people attacks, even people in Mandera also run to hide. They are not the attackers. They are just Somalis who live here, and people just generalize the whole group as Somalis. But living here, I've understood the people of Mandera are just people, normal people like us. They are not the way we see them in the filter of like a big group of, the way people take them. Yes, I don't want to mention a name or two, but people understand what I mean. They are not generalized. They are good people over here. And that 1 year I've made friends. I've known some people. I've known places. There's hotels over here. You wouldn't think. I thought Mandera was, like I said earlier, like a field, like an open area with huts, and you know, the way I would watch the gods must be crazy, and the places they lived. I thought maybe
The ghost must be crazy is something you think you can compare with how Mandera should look like.
I thought that is how Somalia looks like, and you're telling me it is just night next day. Like, I have a hard time right now understanding that you're telling me Mogadishu is a city, has buildings. It is something. You see how?
Bro, you think Mogadishu is a joke?
I think no. I understand now. Now I believe that.
No,
but before I came to Mandera,
how Mogadishu look like, the capital city?
Yes, when I'm in Mandera. Before I came to Mandera,
yes,
I thought all of them, even Ethiopia, maybe might be good, but you know, we normally just think of all of them, all people as one bad group. So we don't assume it's different. Like if you ask me about Iraq, I would think Iraq is just a place where everywhere looks like
guns.
Yes, and people are fighting. It looks like sand. I would not believe you telling me there's a 5-star hotel in Iraq. It will look funny.
Yes,
no one has ever gone for vacation in Iraq. So
I can't say that.
Yes, so you see, so why would we believe there's a hotel
know.
there if people never went? So it's that kind of thing where I've never had anyone in my life go to vacation in Somalia, but we know bad things from Somalia, and then someone comes says they are Somali. We just generalize, which is a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
Yes, it is a bad thing. So at least I would say by the in general, this is for everyone. Get to know someone. People are not what they may seem based on a bigger group and the stereotypes that follow people. Get to know someone first. Especially this one is a group that people might mostly just generalize, which you get to know them, they're not the way you would expect. They're good people. That is what I have mostly learned in this 1 year.
Mandera.
Yeah.
So I say, I don't know if I'm supposed to say welcome again in Mandera, because it's not like welcoming you after 1 year.
We are welcoming the guests to Mandera, because everyone watching this is not in Mandera currently, or is in Mandera. But for whoever is not in Mandera, welcome to Mandera. You can come, take a walk, you can fly. There's an airstrip. People come by air. It's not a must for you to go through the challenge I went through with the roads. In fact, right now it's raining, so the airplane is the best option you have. You can come. There's hotels, 5-star hotels. If Ruto can come to Mandera, that means there's a good place where he can sleep in Mandera, and it's a good place. He
actually slept.
Yes, so that would mean this place is safe enough for a president. So it's a good place.
Where is Granada Hospital from where we are seated?
Literally, I can open the gate and look at Granada, the logo. It's just next to us.
During the campaign, Ruto slept here.
So you see, if Ruto just sleeps next to us over here, it's not a bad place. It's just that we get to know this bad side before we know the good side, and no one shows the good side. And it's way more stories, but just generally get to know someone. This is for everyone, not just Somali community or Nini, but just generally everyone. Get to know someone. Don't generalize. And that's all from me.
Thank you, guys. We have come to the end of our 4th episode of our podcast Trial and Error. We say we appreciate the time, we appreciate the support.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.